Hey y'all, I want to show you quickly today how to set up and light an MSR Whisperlite stove. That's one of my favorite stoves. I've been using this exact stove for probably 20 years. I use it for anything from mountaineering, snow camping, backpacking, used it for everything. Nowadays I'm using alcohol stoves, but this is still one of the best all-around stoves that I know of. Now the new version of it is a little bit different, but it really has the same exact lighting system and basic mechanism of how it works. So this will work for both the international and for the regular Whisperlite. So you got a couple things here. You got a windscreen and you've got a heat reflector. And the heat reflector is designed to go inside between this little cup here and between the burner up top here. The trickiest part about this, and I've done this 100 times myself, is that you go and you start setting up the legs and then you go putting this thing on, it doesn't fit. So you have to put it on before you open up the legs. So before you open up the legs, you have to put this on. Mine's seen a little love, as you can tell, but it still works just fine. So you slide it through with the legs closed, and then from there you open it up. And if you're in a big hurry, then you'll probably tear the aluminum foil like I have done many times before. But that's it. So you've got that piece on there now. So that's all set and ready to go. And then we want to attach the fuel line to the fuel bottle. And we do that into this hole here. And you'll notice there's a little lip. That's your top. And you always want the control valve up on top. So that will sit this way. And then the latch piece. This is something I have done 100 times too. I put this into here and then realize, my latch, it's on the inside, it's on the wrong spot. I have to make sure that the latch is on the outside. Now, I have an older pump on here which allows me to put some air into it and open up the valve, which allows some fuel to run through. And that kind of makes the O-ring on the inside wet, and that makes this slide on easier. But you have this little hook. You want the short end of the hook to go up on top this way. You can also, sometimes it ends up coming out like this. This will not work. You don't want it to be the hook or the bail part to be closed on the top. You need it to be rotated so the bail part is open on top. And you won't even get it to fit in. So this, if you have it upside down, I'll just show you real quick. If you have it upside down and you try to put it in, this will not fit in past that pump. It just doesn't fit into that spot. It doesn't work at all. So make sure it's on the other side like this. And then this will slide in all the way so that that little block of aluminum is underneath that little lip right inside of there. Then you come across and click that in. That keeps this fuel line from ever pulling out in the middle of using the stove. Okay, so that's the basic setup. Next thing to do is to open up the fuel line and let a little bit of fuel collect into this cup. You really don't need that much. If it's cold, you might want some more fuel in there. You can hear it. There it starts coming in. Basically, in the summertime, once I see the fuel flowing into the cup, I turn it off, and then I look down at the cup and it's about half full, so that's great. That's plenty of fuel. If it was windy, you can put the windscreen up right now. I'm going to leave it off just because it's easier to see in the video, but you could put the windscreen around right now. Then you put your knuckle hair into danger by lighting up the base, and it will make a popping noise as soon as the fuel ignites. It'll pop. There you go. So it kind of popped and the fuel started burning. This is probably the most terrifying part of the whole experience for people. The fuel line is off. Okay, that's good. But if you listen, it's going to sound and look like the stove is turning on. As it primes up, the flame gets bigger and bigger. So it sounds like it's turning on, starting to spurt out gas out of the jets. But what's going on is that you have this fuel line right here that's heating up, expanding the gases, turning them into a vapor, which, because it is no longer liquid, is now gas. It takes up more volume, and it starts shooting out gas. People start worrying, oh my gosh, my stove's turning on, what am I supposed to do? If you actually turn it on, that's what happens. It really starts flaring up. So you let it boil down, you let it burn down, you'll hear that hissing. That's actually a really good sign. If you don't hear the hissing, then your stove is not heating up. So you have to let it heat up. And yeah, this is a nice little fireball. So make sure you clear the area around your stove when you're going. This is totally normal. This is what it usually does. So one of the reasons why people don't always like white gas stoves, especially the Whisperlite, is because of that flare up. Now see how it's dying down? Now I slowly turn it on just a little bit. I just barely turned it on. And I'll let the rest of that fuel go, and then it burns down to a nice little flame. I can turn it up. And if it's not putting out enough heat, you can put some more air into the bottom. I didn't have that much fuel in here, so it's going to require more pumps than usual. The less fuel you have inside, the more pumps you need. So now that is putting out a lot of heat. That will melt snow very quickly or boil water really fast. So that's it. That's how you light a Whisperlite stove. Thanks for watching. And come see us at backcountrycuisine.net. Take care and eat well.